I call him Senator Sifuna because he is actually, were it not for the faranga, your computer, he would probably be the Senator of Nairobi today. So we came here on the issue of TJ. There's a lawyer among us who will address that issue. But I want to address a bigger issue. I call it a bigger issue because this one is an issue regarding the governance of this country. So we have a press statement as NASA about the behavior, conduct of one Fred Matiang'i, who has been holding the portfolio of Cabinet Secretary for Internal Security. And the heading of my statement is, or our statement, is Matiang'i must retrace and rethink his steps. In the last few months, Interior Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i has sought to distinguish and endear himself to his bosses by issuing threats to opposition leaders, and I want to say NASA leaders because we no longer are opposition leaders, and cracking down hard on even killing NASA supporters. Dr. Matiang'i must be thinking he's being innovative and original as he flaunts imaginary powers and basks in imaginary greatness. But Dr. Matiang'i may not know it. He's actually on a familiar and beaten path. The path of threats, arrests, killings, and psychophancy that Matiang'i is on was the one chosen by the likes of the late Hezekiah Oyugi, Okiki Amayo, George Saitoti, Joseph Olelenku, and Joseph Nkaiseri, among others. Kenya has had an unfair share of politicians who thought sycophancy and closeness to the presidency was enough insurance against the excesses they defended. They found out late or never did at all because the system they eloquently defended eventually stood with Kenyatta against Kenyatta's perceived enemies. He engineered changes to the constitution to protect Kenyatta. Remember, he's the one who even initiated a move to split the vice presidency of this country into 8. He devised political schemes to cut Kenyatta's opponents to size. He was master of ceremonies at independence celebrations where Kenyatta was declared prime minister. Then Kenyatta came for him. Within a mere 6 years after independence, Kenyatta was sitting at the funeral service of Tom Mboya, the person who was the master of ceremonies at the independence celebration. Tom was Kenyatta's ablest ministers, the architect of Kenya's modern development. We have heard of sessional papers that were originated by none other than Thomas Joseph Mboya, popularly known as Okeogo Odhiambo, where he came from. They cleared him, and Kenyatta lost no sleep. As a matter of fact, he continued to rule for another 9 years without losing any sleep before he finally died. Dr. Robert Ouko did his all, defending the KANU regime robustly and eloquently, locally and abroad, but they came for him. The list is long and endless. The point we wish to make to Dr. Matiang'i is better men than you, more competent ministers than you have stood the very steps of Arambe House, where you stand today, to issue threats. We were not scared then. Kenyans were not scared then. They have never been scared. We will not be scared now. Yes. And Dr. Matiang'i has come and shall go in infamy as many of his predecessors have. Dr. Matiang'i must work to secure Kenyans by upholding the Constitution and not be a hatchet man for a dictatorial regime out to use security forces to intimidate and even eliminate political opponents. In the meantime, we call on our supporters not to allow fear to enter their hearts. At moments like this, the temptation is there that you may feel subdued, you may feel intimidated, you may feel threatened. But we want to urge our supporters across the country, and we are the majority in this country. NASA has the majority of the supporters. We want to appeal to them to stand firm. We wish to tell our people, you have nothing to fear. You have not broken any law. You are in your country. We have nothing to fear. We must just stand firm. We have not committed any offense. We have faith in our constitution and the commitment of our judiciary to hold our liberties against this. But finally, we must remember that we gave ourselves the power of sovereignty in this country by enacting 2010 Constitution and embedding the power of the sovereignty which we took to the people under Article 1 of the Constitution. The people of Kenya should be prepared. This war may not be won in any institution like Parliament or even the judiciary. We know judiciary is doing their best to help bring back sanity to this country. But in the absence of that, the best way, the best place that this war may be fought and won is outside in the streets. And I'm sure very soon, very, very soon, we are likely to have our supporters take back again the power, as we have told them previously, the power that we know they have, and that is the power to be on the streets. I want to conclude by saying that I've heard Matiang'i talking of investigations about the activities of what happened on Tuesday this week, where we were swearing in the people's president of the Republic of Kenya on Tuesday, that they are investigating to find out those who attended that what they call illegal assembly, and to arrest. We want to make work very easy to them. Let them tell us which police station is ready to receive us. Then we will ask our near 3.3 million Kenyans who attended Uhuru Park to one day, let them give us a date. We are ready to be there even next week on Monday, all of us, or next week on Tuesday, or even now, we can invite Kenyans who appeared for the oath-taking ceremony on Tuesday to be present there, so that we can all be charged at once, and then our case can be transacted. If we are to be locked in for life, then so be it. I am told they have threatened to hang us. If they are going to hang the 3-point-something million Kenyans in a day or in a whatever period, we are ready for it. But let Matiang'i not be misled into thinking that by arresting a few leaders, by intimidating us, by closing the media, by making Kenya ungovernable, that is going to intimidate these leaders. They are not about to. You can see the smiling faces all over. I am sure none of us is about to be intimidated. I want to ask... we will do that. So what we will do, I will ask lawyer Sifuna to just make quick remarks. Then we will have Honorable MP Dan Maanzo to also make some remarks. Thank you. And Senator Mutula Kilonzo Jr. is here, who is also the Secretary General of the Great Party of White.
Thank you very much, Chairman Mbadi. As members of the media, you have been with us here since morning. We were here in the morning to await the arraignment in court of Honorable TJ Kajwang. He was actually brought to the precincts of the court, but at around 10:30 a.m., we were informed that he was needed back at the CID county headquarters, just here near Integrity Center. So I left in the company of Honorable TJ Kajwang in the same police vehicle, and I was also accompanied by the Senator for Homa Bay, the Honorable Moses Kajwang, who was in another vehicle. But when we arrived at the CID county headquarters here in Milimani, we were forced into separate vehicles. I was myself bundled into a Subaru vehicle, and the Honorable TJ Kajwang was bundled into a white double cab vehicle and driven away to an unknown location. So as we speak right now, Honorable Kajwang is being held in Communicado without counsel present and at an unknown location, and we have been unable to reach him on phone. We have had several rumors that probably he's being taken to Ngong locals. We have sent one team there to confirm the same, but at the same time, our able lawyers, led by my seniors, the Honorable Maanzo and Honorable Mutula Kilonzo, have approached the High Court, and they have obtained certain orders which I will now allow the Honorable Maanzo and the Honorable Mutula Kilonzo to brief you on that particular matter.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. as soon as those events happened, we have prepared a certificate of urgency, which has been certified by the court, and we've been ordered to serve it to the DPP by 3 p.m. DJ Kajwang. Senator.
Yes, thank you. We brought to the attention of the judge that something very unusual has happened today, that the police have used the courthouse as a roundabout to continue the impunity of withholding Mheshimiwa Kajwang against the law, because they were supposed to produce him within 24 hours. And the court, which does not ordinarily sit on a Friday, has agreed to sit tomorrow morning to hear this application, and has granted unlimited access to Mheshimiwa Kajwang so that we can present this case. And therefore, everybody must know that the court has taken this matter seriously, because we have presented that issue. And to also bring to the attention of everybody that Mheshimiwa Kajwang, acting as an advocate, cannot be intimidated in any manner in his action as a lawyer and as an advocate. And everybody saw that he was wearing a robe and a wig. And therefore, we are going to make sure that the people who are acting as officers of the court and are not in court, bringing him to court is not driving him to court. It is charging him in court. And he has told us that he's prepared for whatever charges they have prepared against him. And we want him to be presented. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any question?
Are you certain that you're going to see him? Because from what has been happening yesterday and even this morning, are you certain that you're going to obey these orders?
We brought this to the attention of the court, that he is being held incommunicado, and we need to get instructions from him. And the court was very clear. I have given you access. Serve this order on CID offices, both at Mazingira and at CID headquarters, and
those members of parliament whose security were withdrawn have not been returned. As I said yesterday, I still don't even have the full list. But to me, that is a peripheral matter. I don't have security and I'm secure. I can protect myself. I was cracking a joke yesterday that I'm walking with stones in my pocket. So whoever comes around should be prepared for war. So as we speak, anyway, to cut the whole story short, about this, the police ignoring the court order. I think our constitution has not been set aside. If it has, then they will disobey. And we need to be told if our constitution has been suspended. If it has been suspended, then we should know, so that we also start acting outside the constitution.
The sitting is breach, and that there has been breach of his constitutional rights. He was arrested at a time like now yesterday. So the 24-hour period has denied access to his lawyers, which now access has been granted by the court. The order is being extracted right now by one of the charge. But as soon as we know, we'll be able to inform you, and we'll be able to proceed there so that we can represent him.
Done.
Sawa,